Here we go. Watch me flex my flow. You'll be the next to know. Spit it hot flambeau. Swing them bars like whoa. Grab the remote control. Must have called a million times. I'm on the other side. Hello. Better watch that stream. Caught up in the track to beat. Scrub that beat with bleach. So when I hit it, bro, I spit it clean. Burn it now. Have to turn the furnace down. Y'all don't want this beef. I hit them with a holy cow. Hit them with the verse. Got them thinking, wow. This ain't a game, kid. Why you play around? This that ill spit. Them bars are so sick. I'll shock the whole world. Anaphylactic. Every single time I spit another rhyme, the planets all align so bright I blind them with my shine. Bro, I'm designed to make your confidence decline. Every line about to blow like stepping on a landmine. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
What is going on? It is now 2023, another year, heading for the record books. And do we have a doozy of a show for you guys? John, what's going on? And Gavin, how's it going, bud? Brian, fantastic job running the show today with Wes, Brandon, everybody that helped out. Even Rob Say was on the mic for a second there. Obviously, we had a great time. Hopefully, you can hear me better with the mic in my face. So hopefully that's doing a little bit better. What's going on? So let's jump right into it. Basically, what I want to do is I want to do the local stuff first. And what that means is it's going to be the news. So let me bring this up because it's pretty. Man, I'm digging the new videos for sure. So today we had our on-road race at Windsor RC Raceway, and boy, oh boy, did it not disappoint. It was another exciting event, and everybody was definitely bringing their A game. Lots of battles trying to make it into the show, but we'll start way down here where Nathan and Michaela Ross were bragging rights were on the line. They were battling it out in the C main, and Nathan took the win with Michaela kind of getting into some troubles towards the end, but Nathan getting the bump into the next main, into the B main at that. And then novice USGT A main, the novice guys, Daniel came out of the woodwork, didn't even know the guy, lent him my rent-a-ride, and he did not disappoint, taking the win over Doug Malott. And awesome to see little Tristan out there with his dad, running some laps, having some fun, and we all know that that is what is about. Man, if you can show up with your little son and actually have a good time, man, the smiles that he was having out on the track were just utterly amazing. Definitely cool beans to see. Matt, what's up? Paul, hey, mom and mom are both on. Holy cow. Matt Dixon, holy cow. We are going to be talking about Mayako a little bit later when we get into the silly season, because boy, oh boy, if you haven't seen that news yet, oh man, got a little something coming. Next A main up is going to be Formula One. Formula One, you had Paul Sousa taking the win with the 1 lap lead over Brian Kaza. Congratulations to those two. Definitely having some fun in the Formula One. Ken Dees putting it on the podium. And what? Excusez-moi. I must be allergic to fast guys in the A main. Moving on up to the USGT B main. And this is where Dennis and Greg had an epic battle brewing for the bump spot to the show. And Dennis actually took it, and Simon with a phenomenal run and an awesome looking car. Second best looking car of the whole weekend. Gotta say the Mustang took top honors for sure. But let's keep going here. Up next is GT12 A main. You got my Summit teammate partner, Andre, taking the win, and actually Summit Racing partner 1 and 2, because Brandon Marshall bringing it home in the second podium spot, and then Simon rounding out the podium. So congratulations to all the podium makers there. And don't forget, this was a points race. Up next, you got the touring car B main. Greg Lister with a little redemption on Dennis Mayville. So Dennis and Greg are always betting money, having some fun at the track. And this time, Greg had the upper hand by just a smidgen in the touring car, punching his ticket into the A main for touring car. So up next, we have the USGTA main. And of course, you got none other than Rob Say. I know I sound like a broken record. I say this guy's name every single weekend we race at Windsor Raceway. Rob Say did not disappoint again. He definitely was showing everybody how it's done. Only car in the class to run an 8-second lap. Jeff Say with a solid run in the number 2 spot. And then Adam Wipeout Ross, aka me, 3rd place. Not gonna lie. Yeah. Me and David had an epic battle. Fred Whitaker had some issues with his transponder marking. He might have been right in the mix, but unfortunately it was not marking. So top 3, Rob Say, Jeff Say, Adam Ross. Moving on along. Next, A main was a 17.5/12 scale. These are the foam tires. And again, you had Summit RC Racing's driver up on top, Andre Rushlow. Number 2, Fast Fred Whitaker. And Brad Wanacott sneaking in there for 3rd place. I believe Brandon had some issues, so that definitely put him on the trailer early. Now for the final race of the weekend, 21.5 touring car A main. The fastest cars on the track. Well, if you're one guy anyways, not mentioning any names. Wait a minute, I'm going to say it because he got 1st place again. Rob Say. So Rob Say with a commanding victory over Andy Veter, and he was actually running a borrowed car. So 2nd place, not too snazzy for him. But who's that guy in 3rd? Yeah, that's right. It's me again. Surprisingly able to hold off Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall had my number, just couldn't clean up some of the laps that he needed to catch me. And you know what? I felt pretty happy getting 3rd place in the A main for touring car because, man, I am not an on-road guy. So moving to the barnyard, they had some wicked racing. Hey, what's up, Noah? Definitely saw some pictures from Noah. Noah was sharing some with me all day long. I believe him and his dad made the trek out there. So let's see what kind of racing action we can get into here. So the mains, oh my word, we are going to skip a few. I don't even know if they had bump ups. Can somebody confirm if they actually had bumps? Let's see. Well, because it's like all 2-wheel drive buggy. So 2-wheel. Oh, no. So yeah, buggy H, buggy F, buggy G. Okay, so John confirmed it. Thank you, John. 1 bump. So you actually had an opportunity to race your way up. And you know what? Since this is the highest one, we are going to start right here because I can't skip short course. Short course for the win. Oh, and Noah, look at that. Who's number 1 there? Dad, what's going on? How's it going? Thanks for tuning in. So we got Phil up in the top spot, getting the bump to the A main. I bet you Noah was super happy to see his dad doing that. Always fun to make it out to the show when you're running out in the barnyard. I want to say it's Perth Convention Center. Perth. I know it's in Perth. I do know that, and I will have to make it out there once I get some kind of 10 scale anything. So in the 4-wheel drive buggy D main, you got Jammin' Jim making the jump to the next spot. So he made it to the C main. So keep that in mind. We'll see how Jammin' Jim did. So now in the 2-wheel drive D main, who's making it to the wow? Braden McKay. This kid's normally fast. I don't know what he's doing back down here in the D main. So there must have been some pretty fast guys there if he's back in the D. So rolling into the C, we got the truck. You got Ben Giglia winning and getting the bump into the B. So we got to keep that in mind. See if we actually get it a little bit better there. So 4-wheel drive, you got Rob Wheeler bumping into the B, but man, just because I can see it, Jammin' Jim drove all the way up and got second. So close, man. Lots of crashing going on at that one at the Barnyard and Windsor RC Raceway. Trust me, I had to fix Nathan's car 2 rounds in a row. So definitely a little bit of touch and go racing for sure. All right, so now we got the 2-wheel drive buggy C main. Nope. Yes. So Rob getting another bump. So definitely having some fun playing the bump game for Rob. So now he's making the show all the way up. And Braden, I seen he was pretty close there too. So now we go into the truck B main. And Randy Bush getting the bump into the A main. And I see Ben worked his way all the way up to 4th. Got to say hi to Coop. Coop's in there for sure. And then Mark, I'll just say your name because I read it. Next up is the buggy 2-wheel drive C main. And I'm hoping the volume is A-okay on the mic. Rob Wheeler with another bump. Oh, wait, no, I already did that one. Holy crow. I was like, what the heck? This guy got another bump. So we got Justin getting the bump in 2-wheel drive buggy, putting it in the show. And that's always good, especially when you're doing it over the likes of Ryan McKay and Justin Wilson. Definitely good. All right. Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate that, bud. Oh, speaking of Dennis, geez Louise, the Lions game means absolutely nothing. That's all the rant I'm going to say about that. All right. So now, SC short course A main. Wow. Justin taking the win. Ryan McKay in the 2. And my guy, Chris Cooper, rounding out the podium. So definitely some fast and furious racing. Everybody was pretty much right there. It looks like some super close racing in the A main there. So now let's get to the Wheeler B main. You got Chris Buckwell getting the bump over Darren Quinn. Darren is definitely a fast one. And you know what? Who else was in the B? I can see it. Mark Burns, but no, more so the Otter making his debut at the Barnyard, and it looks like he had fun. Getting to the B main is no joke for sure. So we got 2-wheel drive buggy A main. So in the 2-wheel drive buggy A main, you got Brandon Scholler. You got Doug Reimer. Jeez, this guy's fast. Fast vet. And you got Scott and Dave Reimer. So both Reimer brothers inside the top 5. But how about Fat Vet? Gotta say this guy has been impressing me big time. But man, gotta give a round of applause for Brandon. He is definitely on point. 2-wheel drive buggy, indoors carpet. It is not an easy one to pull off. Thanks, buddy. John, welcome to the show. Maybe his ears were ringing. We were just talking about him being in the B main. So next up, we got the 2-wheel drive. Wait, did we do? Sorry. Yeah, no. So was that Wheeler? Yes, that was Wheeler. So next is 2-wheel drive. So in the two-wheel drive, A main, wait, I just noticed something. Did he win both? Okay, that's the B. So I think this guy won both. All right, so two-wheel drive truck A main is Andrew Bakar. Didn't even know he ran stadium truck. Must be nice because he's Mr. VRC. He's fast, and he's definitely one guy that can put together some fast laps. Justin in the number 2, Darren Martin in the number 3. So some fast guys in here. You got Steven and Craig Albertine rounding out the top 5. So for some reason, so we got Buggy. Yeah, so I did skip two-wheel drive Buggy. I don't know if I actually skipped this. I'm sorry, guys. So Brandon won that. And let me go to this, the Wheeler A main. So that's two-wheel drive truck. Oh, no. Okay. I'm back on track. That was the B main. And then I did the A twice. Okay, we're back on track. So the last race of the day was the Wheeler Buggy Class A main. And you got Dave Reimer in the 1, Brandon Hung in the 2, and then you got Doug Reimer in the 3, Monty Wolf in the 4, and rounding out the top 5 is Chris, and not too bad. Because if you look at the times, 9.6, 9.4, 9.4, 9.8, 9.5, 9.5. Now, you know that's some close racing when everybody's in close proximity like that, like within tenths. Oh, man. Heck yeah. Let's do it. I figured he'd be addicted to the Wheeler. It's going to be sick. But yeah, so that is all we have from the barnyard. So let's get rid of that. Let's bring this back so I can actually see some comments again. And what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about the silly season. And I want to see some predictions. I want you guys to type some predictions once we get into the silly season. Because, man, I'm not going to lie. I know that changing a lot of things with your program might not be the easiest thing when you're at that level. And to make it even more complicated, throwing a few other things into the mix, man, I can only imagine. So let me tell you what I'm talking about. So I would like to see the predictions. By what I mean is I want to know who do you think is going to do better with their new rides or who's going to do worse. And it's kind of like the over under, right? So let me pull it up here, and numero uno is this guy right here. So I'm going to pull it on board. So everybody knows about Ryan Mayfield going to Techno. And that was a very significant move. Not only is he leaving the whole, I guess, like Mugen Seiki team, but he's leaving like one of his best buds behind, and who I mean is Drake. Adam Drake is, I don't see him leaving Mugen Seiki personally, but man, I didn't see one of these changes either. So let me see if I can go to the next one here. So next up was another surprise. Like, I am not going to lie. Cavalieri to WRC. Now, I thought for sure Cavalieri was going to retire from TLR, but I was sadly mistaken, and somehow WRC was able to rip him from Horizon Hobby and TLR and all the other goodness that they got going on there. And you know what? I wish him the best, but I feel that this guy's program is just changed tremendously. Not only that, for 10 scale, he's running Schumacher, and for tires, he is now running raw speed. So let's go. Let's do it like this. Here, we'll go to Ryan Mayfield. Now, because I'm a betting guy, I'm going to say under on Ryan Mayfield. So I'm going to actually write a comment. So I'm putting him as an under for me. And what do you guys think? Do you think he will beat his 2022 season, or do you think it will be higher? So make sure you get your comments in. Just type the name and over and under, because I want to play this back at the end of the 2023 season and see how many we're right. Hey, Den, put the name for that one, just because we're going to do it for each of the drivers that I have here. So Mayfield higher. Yeah, you know what? It's hard to bet against Mayfield, that's for sure, because that guy is – man, at the end of the year there, he seemed pretty unstoppable. So what about Cavalieri? All right. Yeah, you know what, John? I do think he will slip a little bit, but we will see. Yeah. So I think that it's pretty unanimous for Cav, the whole raw speed thing. Now, this has to be the biggest move that I was not expecting. I'm not going to lie. Now, I even bugged Keenan. I should have been bugging Matt, but this one was definitely unexpected. Seeing Jesus, JTP, I'm blown away. Jesus to get paid? No, I don't know. Man, what happened? I'm still blown away by this one. So I'm going to say oh, man. So I'm thinking that he is actually going to be a little bit better. He seems rejuvenated. He's doing it for all the right reasons. I believe that he will work well with a few of the people. I just can't believe that him and JQ are doing it, man. Oh my God, it's going to be epic to watch his debut coming up next weekend. And that's going to be at the Southern Indoor Classic. And boy, oh boy, I think it's going to be like pretty much the most anticipated race of the 2023 season, just because, like, man, after the silly season, seeing everybody come out with all their new stuff, it's going to be lit. I can say that for sure. So let me bring the comments back over here so I can follow along and chat with you guys. So that was basically what I had for the bigger racers, because let's face it, we here in Canada, we didn't have that many big movers and shakers. You're going to start to see some of the S-Works Canada team drivers announcing their sponsorship, which I appreciate everybody giving me the opportunity to be a part of your racing program. You're also seeing all the WRC Canadian drivers. You're going to see all the Mayako drivers starting to post. And I don't know if you guys want me to look up some. If there's a shaker and a mover that you think I should actually talk about, we'll have to see. I agree, John. Yeah. So he's saying that Tebow was kind of like, I don't know, like stuck in a rut, and this might be the fire that he needs to basically kick it in to second gear. I do feel that this race coming up next weekend is going to be basically a litmus test for all their new gear. And don't fool yourself. Everybody's out testing and getting their programs ready, except for the guys that went to the Clash race at Hoosierplex. And I'm having a media silence on that because I'm going to rewatch it since I am on afternoon shift and I'm dying to see who won. I unfortunately know Smoking Joe Bornhorst got to go home early, which is never a good sign when it's a cash race like that, but definitely want to go and see. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about with the silly season is this little gem right here. And what I got to say is, wow. Not sure if this is going to work or if it is not going to work, but I'm sure everybody has heard of the RPP. If you haven't heard of this yet, I will put the link on my site, but this is the Racer Payout Program. So basically everybody from TLR, Proline, AKA, and Spectrum, if like, I'm just going to use one name and man, I love this kid to death, and I'm blown away that he's not on the team anymore. And it's Charlie Motorama or Malarama, Charlie M. We called him Chuckles when we were racing with him over in the States, and he was like, I'm gonna say Dakota Fenn's little Padawan, and I'm shocked that he's not with TLR anymore, and I believe it's because of this. Now, what is this exactly? So it's the Racer Payout Program. So basically everybody that was sponsored, say you had a 50% off deal, you're now down to a 30% deal. And you get paid out by your finish, basically in the event classes. So you have Pro Nitro Buggy, E-Buggy, Pro Nitro Buggy, and E-Buggy, Pro Nitro Truggy, E-Truggy, 10-scale modified two-wheel drive, and 10-scale modified four-wheel drive buggy. So if you're running TLR, Spectrum, Proline, and AKA, you get $400, $200, and $100 respectively. So tier 2. So if you're somebody like myself where I'm not a factory pro driver, you're in the second tier. So if you were to win in the upper class, you get 200, 150. If you were to win in intermediate, you get 150, 75, 35. And if you were to win in sportsman, you would win 150 and 25. They get into all the rules and regulations. And I'm not even going to pretend to read all this stuff to you guys. But what I would like to see is your comments on, do you think that this is going to be the new norm, or is it just something that they're trying based on, like, I don't know, a new sponsorship package, I guess? I know other teams that have done it in the past. I heard it on the No Name RC podcast that JQ used to do it. And I remember when, oh my God, his little sidekick there. Oh my God, they're going to hate me for forgetting his name. But he actually won it at the big race, the Nitro Blasters. No, not the Canadian race, but Joey's race there. He ended up winning intermediate, and it was pretty sick. Arrogant one, Maximus. I can't believe I forgot Max's name. Jeez Louise. But yeah, Max ended up winning it. Got some contingency money and stuff like that. So thank you, Dennis. Yeah, Max Mort. But it's gonna be pretty interesting to see, because one of the things that they were also talking about on the No Name RC podcast was, is this gonna kind of encourage people to sandbag? You never know, because if they have a better shot at winning the money, who's to say, right? Am I 100% against it? No. Am I 100% for it? again? No. Do I feel that people should do more for representing their brands and their companies and the things that they support? Yes, I'm even guilty of that. I feel like I should be doing more. And you know what? I just think that it is going to be one of those wait and see type programs because you know what? I'm definitely interested to see what they can pull off. So we got some comments coming in here. The problem is they can't supply the tires. I'm guessing that's for AKA because I didn't hear of any issues with Proline, but I definitely heard of a few issues with the AKA for sure. But you know what? The whole supply chain right now is busted. So man, it's definitely a tough go at it. Other than that, though, I'm just gonna have to do a wait and see on this one. I'm gonna have to put a pin in it and see if we can actually. I think if you work out the numbers and you're like at that level where you're competing for wins, it might be worth it money wise. But for somebody like me, where I know my role, even if I was a sandbag in the sportman class, oh man, I'm not going to battle for a win. I don't think so. It would definitely be different for sure. Oh yeah, that was for the whole AKA thing. Yeah, it was extremely difficult, and they definitely had to pick their battles for who was getting what with the tire program. And you know what? Tires is such a huge portion of our program. And Michaela found that out today. She had some help from a fellow racer, and he made her take it up to the whole next level. And it was so super cool. She actually had a shot at beating Nathan for the second time this year. Colton, what's going on, bud? How's it going? But yeah, tires is such a huge portion of our racing program. Another thing that we wouldn't have is a racing program without these guys. I got to do a shameless plug here. These are the new Windsor RC Raceway shirts, and you can get them custom made. You guys just have to hit up Paul. Paul, if you're on here, please share the link. These things are fan freaking tastic. Definitely love getting shirts and swag. You know me, I'm all about showing that stuff off. Matt, what is going on? Promotion all the way for the win. Oh boy. No, actually, what I did was I completely changed the way that I was setting stuff up. I got lots of tips from my buddy Jeff Joyce, the camera god. Obviously, you've seen his clips and stuff like that. You know what? Speaking of that, let me get into this real quick. Watch this one. This is another cool little clip. Heck yeah. I even like the fact that he didn't put a date, so I can use that one for multiple shows coming up Sunday night at 8 p.m. So thank you, Jeff, for doing that. Also, we are in the works, and I'm sure some of you guys have seen it now, the S Works Canada one. So our logo, well, John's is the best by far, but if you want a logo showing off your sponsors and giving them some love, hit up Jeff Joyce, man. He is doing a phenomenal job. I believe he's using the DaVinci Resolve. He's using all kinds of this crazy stuff. He came over and he showed me some of the little tips and tricks, and I was literally like mind blown. He was working his Dahini off behind the scenes right in my garage, and to see the master at work was it was a treat, let me tell you. Is that oh man, but definitely gonna have some fun with the show coming up in 2023. So one of the things that I am still working on is breaking it up into segments. So Jeff already has the new segment already down on lock for me, so I got that. I'm also going to be doing the race review. So we're going to have one where we're just talking about all the local races. And once again, if there is a race that I haven't heard of or I didn't talk about, please definitely bring it up. I will do that for you. And the big thing is, if I don't know, I can't hype it up. And you guys know I will do my best to ensure that all local Canadian tracks get exposure. I don't care how far it is or how close it is. Just send me the link and I will definitely bring it up. I tried to do it a little bit quicker, so I was only doing the bumps and I was only doing the higher mains and I was only doing the top 5 unless somebody's name caught my eye. But if there's something that you want me to point out, if there's something that you want on the show, it is for you. Now, I was watching Size Matters and their podcast / show is phenomenal. And I love that they have the interaction where people can just pop on. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have a little segment where you guys can pop on and say whatever the heck you want to. Oh, Matt, yeah. They look like they were super close. Some of the racing in short course, everybody was within a few tenths of themselves. It looked like it was tons of fun. Oh, man. You know, I'm like geeked about this. So if you haven't seen any of John's posts lately, he was out trackside doing a little bit of cleanup, and it definitely looked like a blast. It looked like it was able to run in January, for Pete's sake. So you can't beat that for sure. Another thing that I would like you guys to do, if you get the opportunity, please cruise on over to Otterville's Facebook page and chat about his proposed change to the rules, because I feel that it is worth the conversation. Now, I know what he's doing. He's trying to make it exciting every time you put your buggy or truggy on the track. And you know what? Who doesn't want to race every time you hit the track? The way that he broke it down is very simple. It's a quick read, and I would love to hear everybody chime in on that. Wicked Barnyard. Oh, yeah. No, and honestly, the turnout did look like it was pretty crazy. Oh, no. I just heard the John comment. Unfortunately, it will not work. You know what? Fret not. I'm sure John will try and do something else to spice it up. But that is kind of sad because he was thinking outside of the box and trying to be super creative and bring something new to the fold. And you got to give him an attaboy for trying. But that is unfortunate that it will not work. Yeah, 119 entries at the Barnyard. That is definitely awesome, especially this time of year. Can't believe it. I know next weekend is going to be the Rug Burners race out at Pete's Track. And unfortunately, I will be not able to make this one, but I will make the following one, I promise, even if I have to jump in with Greg Lister and split the cost. 119 entries for an indoor off-road race on carpet. Now, speaking of indoor racing on carpet, got a little secret for you guys. www.windsorrcraceway.com has just announced that we are going to go live with the Great Carpet for a little bit of indoor off-road racing action. Now, in order to get some of the Barnyard fellas to come on down this way, we are going to incorporate all the same rules that they have. That way you don't have to change motors, you don't have to change tires, and we're going to run the exact same format. Why mess with whatever's working, right? We just want to have an opportunity to be able to race off-road all season long. Similar to what you guys are doing up there. It's just we don't have that locally until now. So we are going to be bringing it to you. And as soon as we get the exact dates and details worked out, guess what? We're going to have a special podcast with some special guests and be able to hype it up. We have people working on the jumps. We have the carpet ready, I believe, thanks to Rob Say, and we have a place thanks to Wesley Seeger. So it's a collaboration of a lot of people and a lot of work that is going to make this happen. Oh, yeah, man, Matt, for sure. I can't wait for that to actually come to fruition. It's been a long time coming, and I am freaking hyped to try my 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive buggies on a carpet layout, because I'm going to say last time I ran carpet for indoor off-road would probably be at Larry's RC, even before they moved. And it was before the pandemic. I was still running my TLR 22.4 with the belt drive and all that stuff. Yeah, no, it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it as well, John. It's going to be awesome. Like, to have somewhere local that you can race until the weather breaks with your same stuff that you would race outdoors anyways. I'm all for it. And I'm looking forward to it. It is going to be a lot of work. It's going to be, a little bit of a learning curve, but I believe we have the right people to make it as successful as possible. And you know what? We're going to swing for the fences and try and hit a home run. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And you know what? I am definitely one to, not shy away from a challenge. And I know that after seeing Wes, Brandon, Brian put the track up, take the track down multiple times now, oh my God, I got nothing but respect for what they're able to pull off. And you know what? They're always smiling. They're always in a great mood. They're always super approachable. And they're the ones that are putting in the work, making sure that we have a place to race locally. RC1 is in Macomb. Close to, yeah. Not only that, Jam and Jim, we actually have a new one coming up in Downriver. And once the Gordie Howe Bridge is done, it'll be a straight shot for me to get right there. So that's going to be super cool as well. They just pulled out all of their clay and they are switching over to carpet. So you're going to have RC1 on carpet. You're going to have Larry's on carpet. And you're going to have Downriver on carpet. So that's 3 within an hour's drive of me, if I'm not mistaken. And then also on the state side, we got Dirt Burners, which is still clay. And I believe they're going to be the last one rocking the clay tracks. And I believe when they do track changes, it's a pin tire until, I think. So for the big race, it's usually a pin. And then it slowly transitions to a slick. And then it's slick with dope. And I heard that the grip there is just awesome. I definitely miss racing at Dirt Burners. I'm waiting till I get my 10 scale kits, and I'm going to definitely make the rounds and be a track whore, because you know what? It's cold outside. You can't do anything out there. So might as well be inside, hanging with your friends and doing a little racing at the same time. So other than that, I got nothing else, man. This one was a great fat show. The silly season has unfortunately come to an end, but wow. Oh, wow. What a crazy silly season. Now all we have to do is just see what the deal is for sure. So Dirt Burner Racing League, next week. Yeah, no, man. Honestly, I got something going on this coming weekend, so I'm not going to be able to do anything. And I don't even know if I'm going to be able to pull off a show this coming Sunday or the following Sunday. So stay tuned for that. I will continue to post, but I got to see what my schedule is, and kind of see how it goes from there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to trying to race on carpet with slicks for sure. And is there going to be Yes, I can share some pics on my Facebook page for sure. I will do that, John. It looks phenomenal. Uh, they basically took what Mika was running and a lot of input from Joe Bornhorst and a couple of the other top drivers and basically just smashed it together. Now, obviously, most of the European and Asian group is going to be all carpet. Their carpet kits are so dialed. They've won multiple championships with them and stuff like that. What Joe is trying to do is Joe is trying to tame it down and make it more of a capable platform for our tracks because we run them outdoor off-road and we run them in indoor clay tracks with not the extreme grip. Now, I know that when you're running min pin or different type of pin tire on carpet like the Carvers or whatnot, they definitely put a beating on the drivetrain, and I heard that they're really hard on components. Now, I can only tell you what I know for me personally racing with that. I had brand new, basically 22.4 and trying to keep up with any of the fast guys. At the time, I was battling with Mike Lopes. I believe he would definitely smoke me now, but I was battling with Mike Lopes back then and trying to keep up with him with my 22.4. The pins on my outdrives and my actual outdrives were getting decimated. Now, I'm sure the metal and the material and the process of which they actually produce the parts has improved probably quite substantially, and maybe you're not getting that same wear. Maybe that's why they have a carpet edition car. I don't know, but I just remember when I was running on carpet with the tires that they had, they were missiles. To grip for days, point and shoot, and it was like run the hottest motor you possibly could. At the time, I was running a 5.5 turn motor, and I could barely hold on. Like I was getting butterflies coming off the straight, hoping the car would just stick and turn. Most times it would. Sometimes I'd full send that sucker right off the thing because the pin tires on the carpet are not forgiving, or at least from the setup that I was running. And let's face it, I'm not a carpet car expert, but I plan to learn a little bit with the help of you guys for sure, and kind of see how it goes. But I definitely like the slicks on the carpet because I believe it still adds that off-road feel and is not as hard on your drivetrain as it normally would be with the pin or I guess I only know the min pins. I know there's other brands that are carrying different type of tires. But yeah, the carpet tires are definitely probably something on steroids, which thankfully we're just running slicks. I feel it evens the playing field, and I hope that it keeps costs down for everybody because let's face it, if you're in a tire game and you're trying to get the hot tire of the minute, it makes it extremely expensive. And you know what? Not everybody can tune as well as others, and sometimes the tires comes into play. Now, if everybody's on the same playing field, I feel that it just brings everybody closer together on the clock and makes the racing that much more exciting. That's just my take, though. Well, I'd love to hear what you guys think, and if you want, comment your thoughts in the comment section below. But like I said, I'm pretty sure 2023 shaping up to be a phenomenal year. I'm happy to see everybody out racing, and thank you for joining in with me tonight. I'm going to cut you guys loose, but I can't even say go Lions because it don't matter anymore. They were eliminated today, so boo to that. But I will see you guys hopefully sooner than later, and until then, good luck and keep the rubber side down.